Shame on the nurse who allowed this sweet girl to suffer and ultimately die during a house fire. A nurse who didn't even try to help a disabled patient. This was in Chicago. So a 19-year-old disabled woman died and a man suffered injuries. This was after a fire on the northwest side of Chicago on Tuesday, May 13th. According to reports, the fire started right before 1:30 p.m. This was in the second floor unit of a North Park residential building. The lady who died was reportedly Selena Sareth, pictured here. She had cerebral palsy. It was said she was unable to speak or walk, and she was completely dependent on others. The cause of the fire was reportedly due to the careless use of smoking materials. According to reports, Selena was home with her dad and a nurse. That was when the fire spread and it unfortunately trapped her inside her bedroom. Her family is now saying that she suffered slowly and that her death could have totally been prevented. She was found burned to death on her bed and she was left all alone to suffer. It was said that the fire somehow sparked in the front living room, and that's before it quickly spread. Now, her family is saying that her dad was actually able to get to her, but that he needed help taking out her trachea tube. That's when he tried to get the help of the nurse who was in another room. However, instead of helping, the nurse ran out of the home. The family is now saying that because the nurse was not trained well, their family lost one of their loved ones. Reportedly, the nurse's name is not known just yet, but it was said she worked for Aviana Healthcare. The family has since created a GoFundMe to raise funds for Selena's funeral, along with a new place to live because the fire completely destroyed their home and left them with nothing. They will also need funds for legal expenses in order to sue the healthcare agency, whose nurse was responsible for abandoning her. This sweet young lady died slowly and painfully and without anyone there to help her, other than her dad, but he couldn't. And he was injured as a result of trying. She was in the care of a nurse, someone whose job was to protect her, but she failed in every way possible. It would have taken her seconds to unplug her trachea tube because her family said she would have had time. The dad struggled for a bit while he was screaming for the nurse's help. She would have had time. Now, as if all this wasn't enough, the family is also saying in the GoFundMe that the first responders who arrived knew exactly where Selena was. They were told she was inside of her room, but guess what? They never went in. They told them later that the room was just smoky, but that wasn't true. Her body was burned and the fire slowly killed her. They never once tried to save this young lady, and instead they called it unintentional. I'd be looking into a lawsuit too with them if I were her family, because that is unacceptable. Her family saying that they feel like deep down in their hearts that had Selena been a young child or a baby, she would have been saved or pulled out. But she was instead treated like her life didn't matter and like she was disposable. They are now fighting to ensure Selena gets the justice that she was denied in the last moments of her life. According to her family, Selena was gentle and beautiful and full of light. Please donate to the GoFundMe if you're able to. Any little bit helps. Please also share and repost this video so that her family can get the justice they deserve. Shame on the nurse, shame on the firefighters, and shame on whoever was smoking carelessly who caused this fire. My prayers are definitely with all of her loved ones. For more content, be sure to follow and subscribe over on YouTube.